Hello, I'm Zane Johnson, and I will be your ghost tour guide this evening. Now, our first stop is going to be the Decatur House. The Decatur House was built in 1818 for Stephen Decatur and his wife. While he was a famous American naval hero, this house is no longer his, and he doesn't really have much of an affiliation with him anymore. It's actually African American History Museum. But that's not where his influence on this house ends. You see, visitors and guests of this building find themselves dealing with intense to mild stomach pain. It can range anywhere from discomfort, nausea, and internal bleeding. You see, when they go to the doctors, they can't really give much of an explanation. But I can. Or I can at least try. Convincing is one thing, and believing is another. And I believe this house is nothing short of paranormal. I believe that this house is haunted. I'll give you a little fun fact real quick. Stephen Decatur died in this house after being shot during a duel. He was in a duel with James Barron for him being responsible of him losing his rank. James Barron was a U.S. Commodore and was at sea one day when they encountered a British ship. They gave it up with very little resistance. 4 of them were tried in court. The U.S. didn't really care to be embarrassed in such a way, especially at such a young age for a country, that they wanted to give them a very aggressive punishment. 1 of the 4 died through execution. The other 3, they just faced harsh punishment. James actually got off probably the best. He was stripped of his rank and also was stripped of duty for 5 years. On the jury that made the decision, there sat Stephen Decatur. Now, James Barron didn't really care too much for the verdict, and for years tried to find Stephen Decatur. And eventually he did, and when he did, he challenged him to a duel. Stephen accepted and was shot in the stomach and bleeding vigorously to seemingly no end. He was taken back to his home where he was met with medical attention. It all seemed for naught. They tried to stop the blood from flowing from his body with everything they could. Even the bed sheets were stained with his blood. For 2 days, he struggled to stay alive, experiencing pain that we probably never will in our entire lives cumulatively. Before he died, he did say one last thing. I never knew how much one man could experience so much pain. He did die shortly after that, and his wife, well, she fell into hysterics and had to be sedated in order to calm down. But that's not quite the end, was it? No, it wasn't. No, we wouldn't be talking about anything really. It wasn't. I'll probably just assume it was a mold infestation. But there's a little bit of a weird thing that happened shortly after his death. Many claimed who were there, they claimed that they could see his ghost shortly after his own death. And then visitors throughout the years since then have also claimed the same thing. Even passerbys, when they walk by, claim to see his ghostly corpse in the window. Those who go inside say that they can still see him walking around, walking in and out of the house with his pistol in hand. Perhaps he's still looking for that duel. Or perhaps he uses that pistol on visitors, causing them that pain on a, I guess, spiritual level that makes it even more physical. But I'm going to leave that up to you to believe. Come on. Let's go into the next one.